choose D early because no matter where you are in your life, no matter what your personality is, I'm going to help you come out and represent that individual to your highest and your truest expression of yourself. So I believe that, there's only one you, there's only one me. So we have to find a way to display those things that we want to display in this world. And you have something to offer that nobody else can offer. So I think that sometimes having someone that can encourage you in those areas and also give you direction based on their experiences, just to be 100% honest about those things with you and also give you direction without holding back, I think is a big opportunity for you to be able to express being along with a team that's going to help you get where you want to be.
What up? How y'all doing tonight? Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the D Early Experience Virtual Show. I am your host, Demetrius Early. If you will, please comment, like, share, and tag. Comment, share, like, and tag, please. Hey, listen, we got to get this information out here, people. And like tonight, we talking about something that is super important. And I think that is like one of my favorite subjects in the world. So, hey, you guys y'all in for a treat tonight. Guys, you are in for a treat. So, hey, I want to talk, man, it's been amazing. What's going on, Manoa? It's been amazing, man, to be able to, I'm in Houston, Texas tonight, and I get an opportunity to be able to speak and grace the stage with some of the amazing, phenomenal speakers in our time. Eric Thomas, man, he's amazing. Master P, Romeo, man, Vivica Fox is here tonight. So, man, I'm just super excited about having the opportunity to be able to be a part of such a phenomenal lineup. And it's just a blessing, man, when you look at where I come from and how God would take you to where you want to be, man, no matter what your ups and downs are. If you just stay focused on him, he'll take you some places, right? So, hey, I'm just excited about that. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. And listen, I mean, I need you guys to do me a favor. I know I just asked you to share, like, comment, and tag. Comment, like, share, tag, right? I just asked you guys to do that for me, but I need you to do me one more favor. I need you guys to follow me on social media. Facebook is at The Early Experience. Instagram is at The Early Experience. Twitter is at Demetrius_Early. YouTube is Demetrius Early. TikTok is at The Early Experience. LinkedIn is Demetrius Early. And hey, listen, visit my website. If you want to know anything about me and what I got going on and where we're going right now, just go to theearlyexperience.com. Okay, so hey, we got that done, right? So hey, I'm going to stay on cue tonight. I'm super excited about just having the opportunity to share and give information that can really help us become better, right? And so tonight, I think that, hey, listen, this topic right here is one that most people, they take it serious, but they really misuse because it's so good, right? They don't know how to handle it, right? So listen, we're going to be responsible tonight and have an intelligent conversation about it. But you know what I realize, as smart as I think I am, as much as I know about this topic, there are some people, I didn't know what a sex therapist was, right? I did not know that there were people that actually did this for a living. Had I known, D Early probably wouldn't be doing a talk show right now. He probably wouldn't be in business. He probably would be a sex therapist himself, because I love me some love, y'all. So, hey, I just want to say, man, tonight, let's be open-minded, have real discussions. Hey, when you comment, make sure your comment is real and it's respectful and it's professional. But hey, if you lose a little bit, don't worry about it. We'll help you out. But listen, we got to be straightforward and have real talk. Honestly, what I'm saying to you guys is, on this talk show, we don't want to water down too much, but we have to be respectful. But at the same time, we want to have real talk. So the discussion tonight is, let's talk about sex. Talk about your experience with sex, good and bad, and how sex can help or hurt a marriage, and etc. So, me being a married man, and I consider myself to be blessed, and my wife to be blessed as well. So I've been blessed to be able to experience some things in life, but I've also went some time in life without having any interaction with the opposite sex, and I know how tough that was. So if you will, please comment, like, share, and tag. So tonight, listen, it's really important that we understand. Hey, listen, I got to do an introduction to our wonderful and amazing guest. I really envy her because she stole my profession. I did not know I should have been going to school to learn what sex therapist was, but it's okay. Maybe it's not too late for me, folks. Maybe after this show, I may change my career. You just never know. So, hey, with all due respect, listen, I just want to thank you guys again for tuning in. I want to thank our guests, none other than the brilliant, the intelligent, the amazing Bridgette Maiden-Williams. Now, I said the whole name is Bridgette, so I just wanted to let you know. I got you. This is how I get. Hey, listen, she is a professional. Miss Bridgette, you know what? I don't even want to mess this up for you. Please tell us a little bit about what you do. I can't hear you, Miss Bridgette.
Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I can hear you. Hey, let's say, hey, we got a drum roll this time. We gonna do this right.
Okay, start it over.
Hey, listen. Hey, I bring to you guys the wonderful, the amazing Bridgette Maiden-Williams. She's a sexual therapist, but I'm gonna let her break down exactly what that is and what that means because I don't even want to mess it up because I just maybe changed my career. Hey, so let's give Miss Bridgette a warm, The Early Experience virtual show. Welcome.
Well, thank you again. I'm so happy to be here, like I said, while I was muted. And thank you for using my whole name. I do appreciate that. But yes, I have been in the mental health field for, I would say probably over 17 years, but I have been a licensed therapist since 2012. And my focus is on sexual health and relationships. Being that I am the only African-American sex therapist here in the North region of Louisiana, I feel that there is a broad avenue where I can make a change in this community. These are some things that we normally do not talk about. There's taboo behind it, and there's so much stigma, and people are scared to say anything. And scared to talk about it. It's always been hush hush in the Black community. So I am here to open those doors.
That is amazing. You just said something that was really, really important, and I don't want to just glide over what you just said. That really caught my attention. You talked about mental health in our community, and us not being able to talk about these things. I've been saying this for a very long time, and I thought about writing a book about it. But right now, I want you to comment, like, and share, and tag, because people need to hear about this. This is a serious conversation, but at the same time, we're going to have some fun. So, hey, y'all might want to like, comment, and share, and tag, right? So we got to get this information out here. But the one thing I want to say is that, the mental health aspect of what we deal with, I've always said this for a very long time, and, it's kind of like in a joking way, but I really was serious. Like when I said it, we all are something kind of crazy. I don't care who you think you are, how perfect you think you are, how good, how smart and intelligent you think you are. Let the right thing happen at the wrong time and watch how crazy you really can be, right? So the one thing that I've always been able to calm my crazy down is a beautiful woman. So I just want to say that I believe there's a connection between your crazy mental health and sex. Now, maybe I'm moving too fast for us right now, but I'm telling you, when I think about this from that perspective, I really believe that the gifts that we have access to can sometimes calm us down. But I think that all of us got a little crazy inside of us. So mental health is real. I think we all need to be able to acknowledge that And so when you can acknowledge that there's a problem somewhere, that's the only way you can solve it. So this is a good conversation to have. You know what I mean? Because if you're going to tell me tonight what I'm thinking you're going to tell me, that sex can be my medicine to cure me, girl, look here. I'm changing professions. I'm changing. You ain't going to be able to stop me.
It can be part of the treatment, I believe.
Okay. Help me out, elaborate, please.
Yeah. Well, you have, there's lots of things that may affect your sexual health, which anxiety, depression, some body image issues that you may have, and other things. Some other forms of serious mental illnesses can increase your sexual appetite and also can decrease those things as well. But then you also have the physical side, which would be, diabetes, high blood pressure, and I know a lot of men do not want to take high blood pressure medication because it causes it causes impotence. So, or erectile dysfunction. So, we really have to take care of ourselves as a whole in order to have the maximum sexual health. And so, with the depression and the anxiety, that can decrease your sexual desires at times. With your body image, we don't want anybody looking at us. We have some self-esteem issues that causes us to close up and to be standoffish and not enjoy relationships. So your mental health and your physical health, they do play a big part in your sexual health.
So I got a few questions for you, doctor. So sex in humans, how does sex health affects our holistic being person?
Well, sex can increase your mood. Having orgasms, they increase your mood. They can lower your blood pressure. With women, when they're going through menstrual cycles, it helps with cramps. That's with your orgasms. But you also have that form of intimacy that you're having with a partner or partners. And it helps you build your self-esteem. It helps you decrease your depression. It increases your moods. And so when you have those interactions, whether it's intercourse or some other forms of intimacy, it makes you gives you a sense of belonging. So holistically, you are in a better place. You are in a better mood. If you're not depressed, you may want to exercise more, or you may interact more socially. And so that's how sex helps with you in more of a holistic realm.
Okay. So what is sex therapy?
So sex therapy is a form of therapy, of course, that focuses on sexual health. And it's not any interaction with the therapist in any type of way. The therapist is not going to ask you to do any type of sexual contact with each other in front of them or with them. But it's more so about the psychology of things. It's about setting goals with the clients that come in because they want to either spice up their love life with their mates or partners. They want to explore things with their sexual identities or sexual orientations. They want to explore various love styles. And love styles, I mean like polyamory. It could be a lot of consensual non-monogamous relationships, open relationships with their partner. And so we talk about those things. We goal set. I also talk about sexual trauma. So working through those things, sexual trauma, in order to enhance their relationships with other people. There's a lot of clients that do get married, they have kids, but their partner doesn't know anything about their sexual trauma that they've had in the past. And that also impacts their relationships with that person. So when the partner does certain things, touches them some certain type of way, may say some things, may smell some type of way, may look some type of way, it turns that client off, or they just refuse. They don't want to be touched in this type of way. And so, but the spouse or the partner does not know anything about it. So now here comes these clients that come in that want to get those things addressed because they want to improve those relationships.
Who needs sex therapy?
Everybody. Everybody needs sex therapy.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, what if I'm a single person and I don't have a partner right now, and I'm not interested in sex until I find the right person to spend the rest of my life with? Do I need sex therapy?
If that is something that you want to explore, again, if it's some form of sexual trauma, is there some form of guilt that is surrounded around any type of self-pleasure that is going on? Because again, when I talk about the stigmas, when I talk about taboo, we have been brought up in a society, especially in the South, that is Puritan culture here that says those things are forbidden.
Now you can't just throw words around. Like, you just said a few words already. I'm sitting over here trying to think about how can I Google this while she's on so I can act like I'm smart. And so you can't just be throwing words around like that and not define them, Doc. Come on, now I need you to help us out now.
My bad.
So what is Puritan? What do you mean by Puritan society? What do you mean by
in the Bible Belt. So everything that we do, masturbation is a sin. Porn is a sin. You know, just having certain desires are a sin. And so, or bad for you, or you can't do that. I think, what was it? It used to be an old.
So how can it be bad for you if it feels so good? And it makes you a happier person?
That's my question. That's my question. So, you know, just
I think that the sin comes in if you're doing it with the wrong type of person or the wrong type of relationship based on your belief system, right?
But so, you have that guilt that's built around religion. And so you have people that are trying to navigate. So
you mean to tell me that there's a possibility that my wife ain't freaky because she worried about what her faith is telling her?
Yes.
So let's talk about this, because this is good. All right, we're in a good place right now. So, but you know what? Before we do that, we're gonna go to a commercial because we want everybody to be here waiting on this. I got something good for y'all when we get back. Let's go to a commercial for a second, okay? Thank y'all.
Good day. Everything still a go for the night? Come on. Man, my truck just stopped again. Yeah, I know I need a new one. I tried, man. My credit just is horrible. Well, I'm headed to the bus stop.
We are here to improve your credit so that you can get the things you need and want in life.
I need help with my credit. It's been one of those weeks. Wish me luck on my ride to work.
Our team at We Raise Credit can help you get the car you need. We Raise Credit.
Let's go. Hey, we back. Thank y'all for staying tuned, man. Listen, we have the wonderful Dr. Maiden-Williams on the line with us. She's a sex therapist, and she's helping us understand some of the things and some of the stigmas about sex that really and truly, I didn't think the conversation was going to quite go this way, but I'm so glad that it did, because I realized that there's another side of the educational aspect and psychological aspect of what I may be questioning within myself, but I really don't want to talk about it, because really I'm just trying to find a way to get past thinking that this may be an issue in my relationship, so I can just find ways to kind of figure out how to just try to do something different to try to get the different response that I'm looking for. But all the time, it can be some trauma going on in this area, and if we don't address it, it can become a psychological issue that hinders us from being the passionate, compassionate people that we want to be, especially in our bedroom. So listen, thank you so much, Ms. Williams, for Ms. Maiden-Williams, for everything that you brought to us up until this point. And the conversation is real, because what I was going to say was that I in my mind, I think me and my wife got the best sex life in the business, right? But then when I think about some of the limits that I sometimes think in my mind, I may want to go a little further. I wonder what she would say, or what she would respond to it, or how she would respond to it, or would she just go crazy on me? I'm like, man, what does those thoughts come from? Those are limitations that we put on ourselves. And so what you're saying is a lot of the things and a lot of the limitations that we put on ourselves is directly connected to maybe our faith, maybe our belief system, what we was taught for so many years prior to getting with our mates. And so it limits us from being able to having the experience that we really deserve to have and that God intended for us to have, right? So I kind of want to talk a little bit about that because that's really, to me, it's really deep because I think we can help some folks. And I might get some help myself before I take this class of being a therapist. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, can you train somebody? But at the end of the day, I'm just saying to you that this is really serious because I never thought about sex as playing such a major role from a psychologist standpoint. So can you elaborate on that? Like, okay, how can we get past these limitations we put on ourselves based on our issues that we've had with how we're supposed to relate to sex versus our faith, sexes versus our history on how we grew up and what people taught us and what we saw. So that's kind of deep for me. Like, I'm like, I never thought about it from that perspective, but maybe the limitations are there and we don't even know it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, first, you keep calling me doctor, but I'm not a doctor yet, but thank you for putting that in existence for me.
We're gonna claim that she's a doctor. You're the doctor on this show tonight.
You gonna manifest that. Thank you so much.
You're the doctor on this show tonight. So yeah, I apologize for this is a disclaimer. I just think that what you do, being that you one of the first in this region, deserves a certain level of respect because a lot of people call themselves doctor because they did some paperwork, but at the end of the day, when you can articulate an important topic such as this, and there's not many people even in this field and industry. Hey, I'm just showing respect right now. I respect what you're doing, and I really appreciate you. So,
okay, and
that's all it is, respect.
For that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that.
Yes, ma'am.
But yes, it's a lot of guilt surrounding that, and the way we've been brought up. The things that we've heard our parents say, our grandparents say, the things that we've seen them do, just even from a relationship standpoint, back in the day when, great grandfather or grandfather would step out and have children, they have a whole nother family down the street and you wouldn't know. And the grandmother would stay there. Nobody asked how the grandmother did it. I just prayed and I thank God. But people thought that that's where they were supposed to stay. Things are different these days because people, they divorce. They're married only for like 2 months and they're already divorced, and moved on to the next person. But back then we noticed that is what a woman's supposed to do. They were supposed to stay, and they even raised those kids as their own. And that's a strong woman. And so you just think about, and just from the sexual pleasure realm, women weren't necessarily, their pleasure wasn't considered during sex.
Right.
It was a man's pleasure, and so it's just more recently where women have become more empowered in trying to take back their sexuality. And men have, give it to them too, that they have been open for women to have that power. And they're looking, how do I please my woman? How do I make her play? And so, being able to have those conversations with each other, talk about, even before marriage, how were you brought up? What are your thoughts about this? What are your thoughts about that? And actually having good conversation and compromise and understanding each other. Okay, my wife may be into spankings, but I'm not into that, but how can I please her because this is something she want to do? Because you never know, if you tried, you might like it.
Katrina, don't put a disclaimer out there. If you ever want to do anything to me that don't make sense, hey, just please give me a chance to say yes, please.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to say this. Listen, real talk. Like, I was thinking about something when you was talking just now, and I want to just put this out here, right? So, we talked about how back in the day the family was one way, and now the family has transformed to being something different, and women's places changed dramatically, right? Mm-hmm. So, and men have been able to be open and be able to be more receptive to making sure that woman is good. And so in that dynamic, though, I think that we kind of miss something. You know what I mean? Like, we were taught a certain way in our faith, right? And then the conflict in our society has changed so dramatically that sometimes it confuses a person of what he's supposed to be in a relationship. It used to be the man was supposed to be the provider. Now they want me to be intellectually sound. I got to be able to understand her. I got to be able to so it's more now to be a good mate to a woman than what it was back then. Back then, all he had to do was go work his butt off and make it happen. And it was understood he the man. Now you got to understand a whole lot about you guys that, it's different, right? So the needs of a woman, understanding her moods, where she's at, it's really a lot of things that we have to really be in tune to make sure that we are on top of being in a relationship with our woman.
Right.
So,
but think about this. When you think about provider, that's a big umbrella now. You know, you have a provider that, you know, back in providing was making sure food was on the table, making sure the bills were paid, right? But now providing, what about providing emotional support?
we saying the same thing. Like I gotta understand what she's going through. I gotta read between the lines. I gotta be on point with all of that. You know what I mean? So it's just a different society we live in now. So I think that the sex conversation though is one that I thought solved everything for me. You know, I guess I'm a typical man. You know, because you know that one thing right there brings us close intimately. And it gives us the ability to express ourselves and release all the things that we may need to get off to help each other get through whatever it is we're dealing with. So, but for a woman, you know, if I listen to my woman, if I lean in when she talking and do this a little bit more and do this, and, baby, for real, like, and I act like I'm just totally into what she's saying, that does it for her. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we need different things. But men, I'm physical. Listen, if I can do that one thing, it solves it all for me. So when you talk about it from a psychological standpoint and the limitations, I think it's important to understand those things, because when you with one person and you faithful to one person and y'all plan on doing this forever, that's a long time to be doing the same old forever. And nobody wants to talk about that. I'm bored. I want more. I want to do something different, but I don't even know what I want, because I've never done it. So what do you say to someone that's going through that process in their minds?
Well, when you are with someone, you have a partner, again, that communication is like very big. You have to talk about those things. You know, what is it that you want? Am I pleasing you? What is it that I do that you like? What is it that I do that you don't like? And if they don't like you doing it, don't do it. That's part of consent. It's consent in marriage. Okay. Even outside of marriage, it's consent in marriage as well. So, you know, what is it that you want me to do? Okay, let's explore these things. Okay, well, we don't know what either one of us want to do. So let's look at some things. Okay, you can look at porn together. You can go to the sex shop together, you know, to get some toys, maybe to play with some tactile things, rubbing, you know, take things to another level. And so once you feel comfortable with that, then that is something that you can put in your repertoire. You know, your bedroom repertoire.
Let me ask you a question. So Ms. Williams, let me ask you a question. So how am I supposed to say that? Am I supposed to say Bridgette? Am I supposed to say Ms. Maiden-Williams? Am I supposed to say Bridgette Maiden-Williams when I call your name?
Say Bridgette. It's fine.
Okay, Ms. Bridgette. All right, so what about Ms. Bridgette? Is that good?
That's fine too.
Awesome. So listen, for single people, what are the most common issues doing sex therapy?
Most of it is sexual trauma is a lot. Being able to, how do I get into these relationships, or why do I always get into these bad relationships? What's wrong with me? Type of questions. Okay. So being able to navigate through that, and then to also explore other things, just as far as, you know, hey, I've never had an orgasm before. What's wrong with me? You know, or I'm having erectile dysfunction. I can't deal. I'm getting older. Things aren't happening. You know, what is wrong with me? And being able to navigate through that as well.
So for married couples, what are the most common issues doing sex therapy?
Mismatched libidos.
What does that mean?
So mismatched libidos is basically your sexual desire. One person wants to do it all the time. The other one does not. You know, I want to do it on Wednesday. She don't want to do it until 2 weeks later, you know? And so, you know, how do we as a couple navigate through that? And also that's
2 weeks. 2 weeks, we ain't a couple.
Why not?
Wait, no 2 weeks. Y'all lost y'all mind.
Some people
with all the stresses. Now, let me say this to you. Now, as an entrepreneur, this is what I did in my research for a long time. I studied multimillionaires and billionaires in my tenure in business. I've always been that guy that wanted to be that guy. So I've always studied people to learn about their lifestyle. And even the presidents of the United States, all those guys, those high-powered individuals who have a lot of responsibility and deal with a lot of stressors. And the one thing that they all had in common was they were all high-sex individuals, like all multimillionaire type personalities. Presidents, people who have large responsibility, a lot of pressures in life. they're all high sex individuals. They have to have it. Like it ain't no like this is what it is. So what I'm saying is that I think it depends on your lifestyle and your personality. You know what I mean? Like I'm the go-getter, aggressive personality, right? But you got another guy. He just chilling. He ain't doing much. It may be different for those guys. I can't speak for those guys. So 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Deal breaker. Unless it's something medical going on and you cannot. That's one thing I gotta be understanding about that. Come on, let's be real about that. Like, but if it's just your choice to say no for 2 weeks, baby.
But have you asked why? Have you ever asked why?
If 3 days go by, I'm asking, baby, what's wrong? What I need to do? Yeah, I'm asking.
But why would you? Sometimes you don't want to put your spouse, your partner, in a position to where they feel like they have to do it. Because how pleasing
No.
is that?
No. This is the one area in my life that I committed to being selfless, but I'm also going to acquire you to be the same thing. No, it ain't no both ways with me. I'm gonna give you. I ain't saying no to you, and when you can say yes to me, baby, and we're gonna figure it out. So no, I think different. You know what I mean? Like my mindset is different. Like I don't live in the I can't space. I live in the I can space. And when I married my wife, I made it very clear. These are some of the things that I need you to always be open to being real with me about. But at the same time, give me your best foot forward because I'm gonna give you my best, baby. And we're gonna operate in the best. And I'm gonna be 100% loyal and faithful to you. But I need you to do these things for me, and I'm gonna let you know when I need them. So I think that the communication, in that scenario is super important too. You know what I mean? Like everybody have their thing. Everybody does. But, a communication and an agreement and a commitment is one that I'm going to hold you accountable to. To me, marriage is more accountability than anything, right? So we have to make sure that we know our mate. We understand their love languages. And when we make a commitment to being there for life, that means a whole lot more than just a conversation. It means action as well. And so I've always been an action guy. Right. So I expect for my action to be reciprocated. I'm not the guy that's going to always give and then never require anything in return. No, guy, you miserable when you do that. Don't do it. Reconsider. Don't do it. So
but there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance because you say, babe, I know you can have a hard day. You stress
that's balance, Bridgette. That's balance.
Come on in this bedroom.
Your hard day, I'm going to make it better. I promise you. Give me your feet. Let me eat it. Do something for you. I don't care.
So when you're in the act and you're doing that and her mind is not totally there, what place does that send you? How do you feel about that?
I'm for to talk to her. Right? But I'm gonna feel better talking to her once I'm satisfied. I promise you. I'm gonna be better.
What about her satisfaction?
Why do I have to suffer because you got something on your mind?
That's not suffering, but you're being empathetic.
No, listen. All I'm saying, hold on. Go back to that comment. I think that why men step out more often than women. No, I ain't stepping out. I'm stepping all the way. That's what I'm saying. I'm stepping all the way in. I ain't stepping out. But I'm gonna let you know, baby. If we're gonna be 100 with each other and be only for each other forever, that requires a responsibility. That's a responsibility attached to that.
It is a responsibility. It is definitely a responsibility, but it's also your responsibility to provide emotionally.
Bridgette Giles, I'm not saying she have to. I'm asking her to though. Can I ask?
You can ask for sure. You can ask.
No,
but when that answer is no,
these are comments, Miss Bridgette. These comments coming in. What if there was something going on with her and she can't express it and she is not really sure what it is herself? Then she gonna say, "Baby, I don't know what's going on with me, but I ain't feeling it. Something ain't right." And then we gonna pray about this thing and we gonna see if we can find out and get some help to fix it. No, I'm not saying to you guys that it's my way or no way. No. I love my wife. I love her to death. Like I care about everything that goes on in her life. I'm just saying to you guys, when we can say yes to each other, we should say yes. That's all I'm saying. When we can say yes. There's been times in our marriage where we had some medical issues going on, and we had to make sure that we prayed through this thing. We was there for each other, and I had to do different things, and we found different ways to keep each other's minds off of what we can't do. You know what I mean? So yeah, we have to make sure we compromise. Absolutely, Yolanda. We have to compromise, and we do that very well. But what I was saying to you guys initially was, we have to make sure that we are giving 120% to make sure our other person is good, because love is not about what I do for me. It's what I do for her. Hold on, but when you want to say no,
you got them hot. You got them hot.
No. You say no. What do you mean? We ain't said no. No, we not. That's my point. Like, our agreement is, and she and my wife feel the same way. I can speak for her on this subject. She wants me to be happy. She wants her man to be good, because she wants her man to stay her man, right? The reason why a lot of things happen in our lives and we invite other people into those areas of our lives is because we're not fulfilled in that area within ourselves. So we don't have those issues. So we're open to say, hey, this is what I want, and I expect you to give it to me. I'm just being real with y'all. I don't expect nobody else to give it to me.
What do you think about the comment that, and I know you've heard it before, if they don't do it, somebody else will. If I don't do it, somebody else will. What do you think about that?
I think that is a characteristic issue. It's a character issue. Like, you know, if somebody said that to me, that's like saying to me, like, I don't want you anymore. Like, I'm very dramatic in those areas. Like, I don't even play with that. Like, you ain't finna give me no ultimatums and threaten me when I know I'm giving 110% to you. And if you're giving me 110%, then we shouldn't even have those type of conversations. So it means things have gone so bad that now you got to a point where you're throwing out ultimatums. So I do my best to prevent those things from happening by doing everything I can for my woman at all times and requiring her to do the same thing for me. So we don't quite get to that point. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't gonna be the issue. That's one thing that's not gonna be the issue for us, right? So if somebody was to say that to me, honestly, Bridgette, that's like almost going to, you know, that's not good. That's not good. So listen, let me hey, do us a favor right now. I want y'all to follow me. I need you guys to follow me. Right, go to Facebook at The Early Experience, Instagram at The Early Experience, Twitter at Demetrius_Early, YouTube Demetrius Early, TikTok at The Early Experience, LinkedIn Demetrius Early. And hey, listen, please go check out our website. Follow me, TheEarlyExperience.com. Listen, this is a real open discussion. We here with none other than our sex therapist. Her name is Bridgette Maiden-Williams. She's amazing. She's giving some great explanations on how we are to think psychologically about our relationships and how we're to deal with the things of rejection and things that we dealt with in the past, how they relate to our spiritual life and sex, and how we can get ourselves in a position where sex can be a good thing for us versus being something that is an issue. Because you think about this life that we live, even in your entertainment, everything that goes on in this life, most of it, when you look at all the messes out there, it comes behind what? Some infidelity or some type of sexual issue. So we need to definitely address this issue. So thank you so much, Ms. Bridgette, for helping us with this. So moving forward, hey, thank you guys for commenting. Please like, share, tag, comment. Let us know how you feel right now. Comment, like, share, tag. It's time to have a real talk about this. So go ahead, Ms. Bridgette. What we got next?
Well, I don't know. We can talk about, I guess we were just talking about another reason why couples come into is infidelity. And we hit on that a little bit, or we started to go into that subject is infidelity. So a sex therapist can talk to couples, and we'll talk to couples about infidelity and how to move forward.
So how do we get in contact with you? If we wanted to hire you, like if I wanted to hire you to help me, like how would I get in contact with you? And how do I talk to you? Can you share that with us?
Yes,
how we get in contact with you?
Well, my office is 2620 Centenary Boulevard. It's Green Couch Therapy is the name of it, 2620 Centenary Boulevard. And my number is 318-610-9554. Have a website, greencouchtherapy.org. And then also my Instagram is my counselor Instagram, which is Therapy for the Culture with DA in there, Therapy for DA Culture. So if you want to follow me on those, if you want to contact me, if you want to email me, greencouchtherapy@gmail.com, you can do all those things to contact me. You can reach me on Facebook as well, Green Couch Therapy. And I'll be happy to speak with you. I'll be happy to see you, and we can do a 15-minute free consultation, and we can move forward.
And listen, I think we can work together. So tell me this: is the consultation happens with you? Like, how does that work? Does it cost us something up front, or is there a free consultation to assess our situation to see if you can help us?
Yes, it's a free 15-minute consultation just to see what your needs are. We talk about, payments and everything. And when you want to schedule, I'll send you a short intake packet, and then I'll schedule an appointment and we can go from there.
Listen, I want to share with you guys. Thank you so much for that, Bridgette. I want to share with you guys some things that I'm doing as well. My name is Demetrius Early. I'm super excited to be able to be a part of such a wonderful and amazing show. Listen, I am your host, but at the same time, I'm also president with my wife. We work together in a nonprofit organization called Make Me Moment Empowerment. We also have a Make Me Moment Empowerment radio talk show where we mentor, we educate, and we inspire people to be all they can be in their relationships. And so this is just really amazing that we're talking about this tonight in this fashion. But yeah, we have a radio talk show. We're on at 102.9 on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. every Sunday morning. We've been on for the last 7 years, just celebrated our 7-year anniversary. I love you, Katrina Early. Hey, listen, so please tune in whenever you get a chance. You can go to 102.9 KMBA, and we're on there every Sunday morning at 11 a.m., guys. So we really thank you guys for tuning in. All our listeners, we love you guys. Also, I'm here right now in Houston, Texas. What's up, Houston? I'm in Houston, Texas right now. I'm a speaker in the Biggest Boss Conference with none other than Eric Thomas, the #1 motivational speaker in the world. Vivica A. Fox is here tonight. As soon as I leave you guys tonight, I'm going down and visit with her. Also, we're going to be with Master P and Romeo on Saturday. So it's a conference that we're having in Houston, Texas at the Marriott. Man, it's been a beautiful and a great experience to be able to grace the stage with such awesome people. So I speak tomorrow at 11:25 a.m. Yours truly, dearly, will be on stage doing this thing, just representing Shreveport, Louisiana in the building. So I'm excited, man, just to be on stage and help people get to that next level and let God use me in a special way. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a best-selling author. Man, listen, I just want to give you guys some insight on some of the things that I'm doing because we need to help each other get to that next level. And listen, that's one thing that I can do. The book that I have out, I wrote with Brian Tracy. I co-authored with Brian Tracy called Driven. He's one of the best that's ever done. He's always inspired me. So I've had the blessings and the blessings to be able to be a part of that book with him. So it's been a blessing, man. We're on the best-selling authors list. So it's been amazing, man. God's been good to me. And I just want to share as much as I can with individuals like yourselves to help us get, again, to that next level. I'm your next level guy, no other than Demetrius Early. So, hey, back to the conversation at hand. Let's do some Q&A. Anybody have any questions? We have Bridgette, the sex therapist online. How many times you get a chance to talk to a sex therapist, right? So, hey, so Dr. Manoa McClendon said, when married, what is a healthy amount of time to have sex a week? Can I answer that first? I'm just kidding.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The male version on this conversation is whenever you feel like you need to have it, brother. And sometimes that may be 3 times a week. Sometimes it may be 5. You know what I mean? You may have done everything right and touched every cylinder that makes her feel really good about you that week. Or maybe it be the kids are sleeping early or they going to school and y'all can go for lunch, whatever. Listen, I would say, bro, every chance you get. And you know what? I'm be real with you. For some of the guys that are out there, whenever you think about looking at something different, call and say something sweet to her and ask her, when can you get with her? That's what I would say.
Okay. Well, Mr. McClendon, to answer your question, it is whatever you and your partner decide is healthy for you. Whatever you guys agree upon. There's no meter to say that this is unhealthy and this is not unhealthy. It depends on what you and your partner agree upon.
Now, I would say this because I know when a man asks a question like that, what it means. If I was to do a poll right now on this broadcast on how many guys don't get it enough, how many hands would go up right now? Man up. If you're a man on this broadcast, raise your hand if you ain't getting enough. And probably In our minds, we're not. And a lot of times the reason why we don't want it more is probably because we're thinking she don't want it. We can feel, see, you know what? Y'all women something else. Y'all think that y'all the only ones that got intuition. Like we can't feel when y'all ain't feeling us. We got feelings too, ladies. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Communication.
No, that's abuse. That's not a communication. That's neglect. That's neglect. You don't want to accept the responsibility as a woman when you ain't feeling it. We supposed to not feel it too. That's not how it works. That's neglect.
Communication, baby. I feel some form of neglect when you do not show me attention 3 times a week. When you don't rub on my back 3 times a week. You don't tap me in the middle of my sleep, wake me up. I feel neglected.
Hey, that's knowing your love language, your mate's love language. I know that landing a plane for me don't happen at night. It starts in the morning, fellas. So I have to start in the morning saying, baby, you look so beautiful this morning. I have to rub their shoulder in the middle of the day. You know, I got to call to see if you want some lunch. I got to tell you I washed some clothes last night or this evening. My wife likes to see me doing some work around the house. That's makes foreplay. Her good.
That's foreplay.
There we go. So that's important. So how do you talk with a potential partner about sexual trauma without being judged? Oh, wow. I'm going to let you have that one.
That's a good question, Shamika. Hey, Shamika.
Great question.
Well, first of all, you need to make sure that your partner, you have a space for that. You know, do you trust your partner? So if there's trust there, you should be able to talk to your partner about that. But develop that sense of trust, and then just to let them know, I need to tell you something that I went through when I was younger, or you know, however that was. Hey, boo. And so you want to be able to make sure that that space is safe. And however you need to tell them, you tell them. Whenever you need to tell them, you tell them. But you need to make sure that that person that you are talking to, that you feel safe with that person, first and foremost. And you're going to know if they're already judgmental or not. We got another question. So I see Mr. McClendon asked, is oral sex a sin?
Shucks, no. No, sir.
It is not.
It is a blessing.
Oral sex is not a sin. And again, we're talking about that guilt and that shame that is based around religion and faith, right?
But you got to understand this. And I will say this now, because like everybody have their way they believe, and we respect everybody and their belief on this show. But we are able to voice ours. So like, this is what we have to remember, that, you know, when one chooses to go up under the covenant of marriage, you know, we have to be sure we understand what that means. And so it is your responsibility to find out ways to figure out what certain things mean, right? So if we're married and we're living under the covenant of marriage, that means that the rules of marriage applies to our relationship and the way we do things. And so, you know, some people have had some issues and trauma in times past that they don't want to discuss with you, even when they marry you. They don't want you to know everything. And it takes time for certain people to share certain things. So, yeah, it's hard to have a discussion with people. And I was going back to Shamika's comment or the question that was asked. It's very important that we understand that time heals all wounds, but some wounds never get healed. I mean, some people hold on to things for life until they get up out of here. So all we can do is do the best we can. But no, in my agreement, in my marriage, our belief is that we do whatever that we can to make sure each other's happy sexually, and that is ordained and is blessed by God in our bedroom. So that's our belief system. Mm-hmm. We both agree to that belief system. So therefore we act on that belief system. Is it a sin outside of sex? Outside of marriage is a sin.
That is according to your faith.
That's according to my faith.
Whatever your faith is in the doctrine
that's according to my faith and what I believe. It was a sin. Like you know, it's interesting because, you know, we say these things are sins, right? And we do these things. All of us do these things. Like, I don't know anybody that's been married their whole entire life and that just, you know, some people, I guess it's possible. I just haven't met anybody that's done it. Maybe it exists in this world. I don't know. I just know that, you know, I'm true to myself And even the mistakes that I made, I've been true to my mistakes that I made. And so, yeah, sexual outside of marriage, you know what I'm saying? When you finally get married is a sin. But when I was not married, I didn't feel like I was sinning, but I was told that I was. And did I believe it? I wanted to, but I didn't stop doing it. So, hey, I can be judged on that, I guess. But I finally got myself together enough to experience some things outside of marriage. So I decided, you know what? I would rather be married. But when I do get married, I'll make sure I'm 100% committed to the commitment. It's all about the character of the person.
So we have this question here. It says anal sex. Now, I don't know what it specifically are you asking about that?
Come on, Richard. You got to come on with it, man. You can't just put something out there like that and put a question mark behind it. What do you mean by anal sex? Question. What does that mean?
Angela White asks, does ED affect male desire? So with ED, of course it affects the physical, but it also affects the mental. So sometimes men can go into a depression because they are experiencing these things and they do not want to do it. But then you have some that you have anxiety, right? Because you are wanting to do it mentally. You want the desire, you want to be intimate with your partner, but physically you're unable to. So you have that balance. So no, not necessarily it affects the desire, but it does affect the action. If the male is depressed, then yes, it may affect the desire as well.
That's all. I thought we have a whole lot of questions coming at us right now. Boy, I'm surprised, but you guys have been amazing, and I'm so grateful. Okay, how do you know if you are pleasing your partner? That's my question.
Communication. Did you ask? That's
okay.
That you have to ask.
I mean, you know, hey, I'll be honest with you, like there's a such thing as an ego, and nobody wants to talk about this, but I'm going to tell you what it is. You know, I'm an athlete. I come from the hood. I come from a very humble beginning, worked my way up through the ranks of a lot of different things, and I've accomplished a lot in my life, but I failed terribly in my life at once upon a time. So, you know, there's a thing that when I go home to my woman, the whole world, as an African-American male in America, the whole world tells me no all the time. And when I go home, that's the one place I want to feel like the king that I am. And I want to be told yes. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's a thing called an ego. Like, you know, we talk about communicating with the woman. Woman, do you communicate with the man? Are you beefing him up? Are you pushing him up to the top? Are you saying he the man that you've always dreamed he would be? Are you encouraging him to be the king that he is? Are you invested in his?
You cannot let your ego overshadow your partner's pleasure. Okay. You're going to have to be able to accept criticism. So one question you can ask, well, baby, did I do that right? Where do you want to be touched?
Okay.
What do you want me to do for you? And that's how you please your wife. Okay. If I'm not doing it that way, show me how to do it.
But my question I'm asking is to you. Like, okay, are you telling him the things that he needs to hear? We need to be stroked sometimes, ladies. We need to be told how amazing we are. We need to be told that we're Superman. We need to be told that we're the man of your dreams. Not only did you get excited about Denzel on TV, but then you ain't told me how excited you was about me when I'm out here working my butt off to make sure you good. So all I'm saying is that it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm. And
you know what I'm saying?
What word have I been using? Communication.
Yeah, but hey, say something in the chat, ladies. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me now. Are y'all doing that for the man? It's always about y'all. What are y'all doing for us? Say something in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I got us, Richard. Hey, they ain't gonna be no one-sided deal. These women, they run the whole world now. We do everything for them. But what are they doing for us? It's always about them. I'm just saying.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, listen, my whole world evolves around Katrina Early. Okay? Listen, but I'm just grateful that I got a woman that tells me all the time, man, you're amazing. I love you. I'm so proud of you. I'm just saying to all of us ladies out here that listen to this broadcast, we need to hear that all the time. Would you agree that most men don't know how to communicate, asking how they can please their mate? Ladies, Melanie, we weren't hold on. Melanie, Bridgette, we weren't taught that. So maybe it's time for you to say, you know what, baby, let me teach you some things about what I need from you. Because he may not know how to ask that question. I'm just saying.
And that's why you need to come to Green Couch Therapy to receive those services, to understand how to talk to your mate in order to see how can we please each other. Effective communication is the key.
Hey, she said, are these men really doing everything for their woman? I just know I get up every morning, I pray, and I go to bed. Me and my wife, we pray a lot. And so I hear a lot of the desires that she has in her prayers. And I'm just fortunate to have a woman that prays a lot with me. And we pray out loud. That's something we've done since day one. But I hadn't always been that guy, so I don't want to make it seem like it is. But yeah, I mean, no, we don't know. Sometimes we don't know. But communication, it starts here. That's why we're having this conversation, guys. I got nobody to communicate with. Oh, we sorry about that, Crystal. Babe, but God will send somebody. He going to send somebody your way. What you seeking is seeking you, Crystal. You become the right woman, he going to show you. The right man going to see you. Women support their mates. It isn't always about us. Okay, I'm not, hey, Ms. Griffin, I'm not saying that applies to everybody. I'm just saying that there's a lot of guys out here, we're starving because our women don't feed us when it comes to the matters of giving us the encouraging words that we need to fight this old crazy world we have to fight on a daily basis. That's all I'm saying. And if that's you, if I threw the rocket and hit your foot and you said, ouch, change that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
We need a part two.
And guess what? And the same thing. You know what? After this conversation, I'm going to ask more questions. I got to do that. So listen, guys, Ms. Bridgette, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on this broadcast tonight. Thank you for your information. Thank you for sharing with us. We really appreciate you. Hey, if y'all will, please go follow us. Hey, go on social media. And hey, go to Facebook at The Early Experience, Instagram at The Early Experience, Twitter at Demetrius_Early, YouTube Demetrius Early, TikTok at The Early Experience, LinkedIn Demetrius Early, website is theearlyexperience.com. Hey man, please follow us, tell 5 friends, tag 5 friends, comment, share, like. Hey, let's get this information out there. I want to give, hey, Miss Bridgette Maiden-Williams, you're amazing. Thank you so much for the information. I'm so glad that you're in our community where we can reach out to you and get the help that we need. One more time, give the people your number so we can get up out of here.
318-610-9554, Green Couch Therapy.
Hey, this is the DL Experience. We love you guys. Peace.
Thank you.